And Friday night, it is your sports show. It is Jason Statman and Wayne the Flowman with you, and another time slot relocation for us this week with Riverina and Farrer football coming in our first hour, and some interesting results out of Riverina. First up, it was the GGGM Lions, 16-11, 107. Too good for the Colin Gully GP Demons. It was them 5-6-36. If you don't mind, it was down at Colin Gully too. That is good football. Hamlin 6 and Alexander 3. Corbett and Watts both booted 2. And M. Hamlin, T. Anderson, J. Lander, K. Watts, A. Proctor and G. Alexander were good for the GGGM Lions. Colin Gully had Kennedy with 2 and Klemke, Perryman and Murray, their better players. They're going to need to improve, the Colin Gully D's, and they're going to have to improve maybe like Killerman Rovers, 11-20-86 to Leeton Witten Crows, 8-2-50. What's happened to the Crows? After they played off last year in the Bridge Season Grand Final, they're struggling at the moment. I'll tell you what, Glide wasn't struggling for the Coolman Rovers. He booted 4, and Jay Barrett, B. Glide and M. McCauley were their better players on the day. And meanwhile, it was Turvey Park 23-15 to Narandra Eagles 4-8. It's suffice to say it's going to be a long season for Narandra. Bungie with a couple for them, and C. Irons, A. Dernan and T. Van Buren were their better players, whilst it was Grintle with 5 and Ashcroft 5 for Turvey Park, and they were just way too good. And finally in Riverina, it was the MCUE Go Annas 2017-137 to Griffith Swans 8-3-51. And the Griffith Swans were coming off a good win, so these Goannas, I reckon, are the form side. They've got Big Trent Castles across, and he booted 8 goals. Out of the Hume football, he's coming. He's a real star. Turnbull, Castles, D'Souza and Schiller were the better players for Manglapar, while it was Spencer with 3 for the Griffith Swans, and a disappointing outing for them. Over to this week's matches, and it is round 4 and games that are going to really be important. Griffith Swans take on the Wagga Tigers. The Tigers will be fresh off the break that they've had. They will be looking to get themselves into some form at the Griffith Ex-Services Club. I'm going to go for the Tigers. That game is going to be an important one. This Sunday for Mother's Day competition, we've got 3 matches. GGGM Lions play the Leeton Witten Crows, and I'm going for the Lions to have a win there. Coolman Rovers up against MCUE Goannas in an absolute beauty. The match of the round up at Kendra Park. I'll go with the Goannas to beat Coolman here, while Narandra take on the Colin Gully Demons. This one, a chance for the boys from Colin Gully to drive up the Sturt Highway and get to Narandra, the beautiful ground with the picket fence. And the Crossroad boys, I think, will be too good in this game of football. It is a good round and a good weekend of football to be played in the Riverina. Over now to the Farrer Football League, and we've got last week's results. It was a big upset there. The North Wagga Saints 11-12 to the Marra Bombers 8-10. Not so much a big upset, but a good win, I think, for the Saints. They've McPherson Oval shown that they're going to be reckoned with this year. Marra Bombers, well, it was a close loss for them. They will come back this next week. Charles Sturt University beat the Northern Jets 14-11 to 9-8. The Rock Yerrin Creek 17-12, 114 beat Barellan 3-1-18. The Rock Yerrin Creek named as their better players on this day Williams, Cool, Bierman and Rudd, while S. Williams booted 6 and Kerrin with 3 goals were the best of the scorers. And finally the Colliamberley Blues, their first win of the season, 18-10, 118 from those in the irrigation zone, beating Temora, the Wheat Paddocks 10-9, 69. And for the Colliamberley Blues, well served by Hodge with 6 and Steele with 3. And T. Morton, El Hillier and J. Hodge were the better players for the Blues. Moy with 3 for Timora. And into this week's round 5 games in this Farrer competition. Northern Jets play the Rock Yerrin Creek Magpies up at Arroyo Park. And I'm going to go for the Magpies to win this. Barellan against the North Wagga Saints. Even though it's at Barellan, I'm going to go with the Saints. Colliamberley at home out there get the East Wagga Karingal. The Hawks travel a long distance for this, but I still think they'll beat Colliamberley. And Marra Bombers at Langtree Oval will get back into the winning list by beating the Temora Kangaroos by a big score line. That is Farrer football and Riverina football here on the Friday Night Sports Show.